Well, 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 ladies and gentlemen, looks like we have ourselves a brand new gimbal from Zhiyun, and it is the Crane 2S. And I'm giving one away. Yes, it's true. I am giving away a Crane 2S thanks to my friends at Zhiyun who's sponsoring this episode, by the way. So big shout out to them. And so if you want to participate in the giveaway and winning a Crane 2S, then all those details will be down in the description below. Okay, let's talk about the Zhiyun Crane 2S. As you guessed it, this is the sequel to the original Crane 2, which was such a solid gimbal back in the day. But the Crane 2S has stronger motors and a lot of the newer features that are featured in newer gimbals like the Weebill S and the Crane 3S. Lots of S's today. So right off the bat, it looks nearly exactly the same as the Crane 2, except there is a gold and black design, which looks really, really good. Not that it matters when it comes to gimbal work, but still, it looks really good. Now there are some features that are on the Crane 2S that are not on the Crane 2. Features like the focus wheel, a bigger cradle, you get a horizontal and vertical mount if you want to shoot vertical content. You get 6 gimbal modes that you can easily switch to. You get pan follow, lock mode, there's POV mode, there's go mode, and there's vertigo mode. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of like big clunky gimbals. They just don't really fit into my big production bag, but the Crane 2S, like this fits perfectly. Now you might notice that the roll motor is in the way, and that was a big problem with the Crane 2, like it got in the way of the camera screen. So having that roll motor and access arm there doesn't really make any sense. It's not gonna be too much of a problem if you do use a monitor on the side of the gimbal, but if it is gonna be a problem for you, you can actually detach the cradle arm and set up an angled motor so that the arm doesn't get in the way. One of my favorite things about the Crane 2S are the locking mechanisms, and you can unlock it and lock it by flipping the switch, just like that. With the previous Zhiyun gimbals, you kind of had to screw it to unlock it and lock it, but I much prefer having the unlock and locking system as a switch. Look at that. Probably shouldn't do that. The locking mechanisms are great because they serve 2 purposes. They keep the gimbal arms locked and prevent it from being damaged if you want to put this gimbal in a camera bag. And they also make it easy to set up your gimbal as you're balancing your camera one axis at a time. I actually made a video about that not too long ago, and so if you want to see how I balance this gimbal using the locking mechanisms, then click the link up over here. A slight difference between the Crane 2S and the Crane 2 is the grip itself. With the Crane 2, it was very metallic, felt very slippery. This has more of a carbon fiber feel. It's still a little bit slippery, and I almost wish it had more of a grip to it. Like if I had to pick one flaw of the Crane 2S is the handle. I just wish there was a rubber grip on the handle, just easier to grip it with. Other than that, I think it's like the perfect gimbal, especially for someone like me. Like, it's really cool having all the features like vertigo and go mode and all that stuff, but for me, I just want a gimbal that just performs really well. A gimbal that has strong motors and doesn't fail. Very simple. That's why I loved the Crane 2. It was a very simple gimbal, but it was a gimbal that was very reliable and performed every single time. And now with the Crane 2S, with stronger motors, new gimbal modes, better locking mechanisms, wireless capabilities, and a black and gold design, this is my new favorite gimbal. No joke. Also, the S stands for Sidney. That's official. All right, well, a huge thanks to Zhiyun for setting up this gimbal for me to play with. And if you want to check it out for yourself, then click the link in the description below. And also, if you want to be part of the giveaway, I am giving away a Crane 2S, just to remind you. And all you have to do is just follow me on Instagram and on YouTube, and I'll just pick a random winner. So if you want a gimbal, then make sure to check out all the details down below. All right, guys, well, I'm out of here. Much love to you all, and I'll see you in the next one.